Hello, this is Miss Bierman, and today I'm going to show you how to paint and draw from observation in a sketchbook. So here is my sketchbook. It looks a bit different than yours, but the paper on the inside is the same type of paper that you will use. It's called watercolor paper, and it is a bit more expensive than regular paper. It's thicker. It has a slight toothiness to it, or a roughness, and it is suitable for using wet media such as watercolor paint. Next, you will find some small objects from your new environment. So you will need to look around the room and find objects that you can gently carry back to your desk. I have found some objects here in my apartment. A stuffed rainbow cat toy, wooden sculpture from my friend Cassie, and a banana. So now I am going to draw this banana. I'd like to remind you not to trace your object as you draw from observation. This section of the video is also sped up, not actually drawing that quickly. It's 2 times the normal rate. You, the viewer, are also looking at this drawing from a different angle than I am. You are looking at it from above, and I'm looking at it from the side. My strategy here as I draw is to find the general shapes and find the lines of the object. When I draw, I don't typically draw the correct mark the first time. Usually it takes me several attempts and I have to adjust the line with my eraser. Draw slowly, draw carefully, and most importantly, draw what you see. This is drawing from observation, which is different than drawing from imagination or creating an abstract drawing. Drawing from observation, we draw what we see in order to record visual information. As I complete the pencil portion of the drawing, you can see that I frequently erase and adjust the lines as I find them. The next step will be to go over the pencil lines with Sharpie and then erase all other pencil lines. I don't consider all the extra pencil lines to be a waste of my time or treat them as if they were mistakes. It's just part of the process as I draw. Next, I'll use a thin Sharpie to go over my pencil lines. I don't want to overdo it with the Sharpie, but I definitely want to define the object. However, I won't be adding Sharpie to the bruised area, the dark spot on the banana. I'll leave that for the watercolor portion of the artwork. I will add a little bit of thick Sharpie at the top and bottom of the banana, and then take my eraser and erase all the pencil lines. Once you've completed that step, you can start finding the supplies you need to complete the painting. So a couple of brushes will work, one small one for details and one a little bit larger to fill in larger areas of color. Make sure you have a can of water and a white paper towel. Add clean water to your watercolor pigments and blend it together gently to create your watercolor paint. Between colors, be sure to rinse your brush in your water can and dry it on your white paper towel. To get the color of the banana, I'm going to use both the bright yellow and the yellow ochre. I'll also be using some of the darker brown and probably a little bit of green and a little bit of red. You'll notice that I frequently test my watercolors as I mix them. The more water you have in the watercolor paint, the lighter it's going to look. The less water you have in the watercolor paint, the darker the paint is going to look. Use the lid of the watercolor paints to blend and mix colors. I'm putting the bright yellow and the yellow ochre in the lid, blending them together, being gentle with my brush, and testing the color until I see the shade that I want. I'm leaving a section of the banana white because I see a large highlight actually right above the bruise spot from where the light is hitting the banana. So it's not a lot that I'm leaving white, but that highlight should help it look three-dimensional. The white paper towels are absorbent and helpful for blotting up extra paint. Next, I'm going to focus on the darker parts of the banana by adding a little bit of brown into the yellow ochre and bright yellow. I plan to work quickly as I put the brownish color down because before it dries all the way, I want to blot it. And that way, I'll get a fairly realistic look for the discolorations on the banana. The dark value of the brown also helps the banana look more three-dimensional. I also see some color at the top and the bottom of the banana. So at the top of the banana, I see some red in the stem. If I put too much of any color down, for example, this red, before it dries, I can blot some of it up, leaving like a stain or a faded version of the color. At the bottom of the banana, there's some hints of yellow-green, so I'm preparing a little bit of that particular color and applying it in the same manner as I did the red and the brown, where I'm just adding a little bit and then blotting it. That extra brush of green also helps give the banana a little bit more three-dimensionality. Using a small detail brush, I'm painting in the very bottom of the banana and the bruised spot of the banana. Mostly using that brownish, dark brown color mixed in with some of the yellows from the banana, and I'm just trying to be very sparse with how much brown I apply, and also just using very small amounts of paint and spreading them. I still have to blot occasionally if I get too much paint down onto the paper. I am adding a little bit of black to my brown paint. You have to be careful with the black paint because it's very powerful and you don't want to get things too dark too quickly. But it does a very nice job mixed with the dark brown to make an even darker, richer brown